to Bad Larry.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the X-TINCTION Agenda mini-series. I'm your host, Bad Larry, and today's episode covers part 4, 5, and 6. Yes, another triple banger. Let's kick it off with Uncanny X-Men number 271, written by Chris Claremont and drawn by Jim Lee. Rating Jim Lee's covers are pointless. They're all an A+. This was released October of 1990, and Jim Lee is taking over the game at this point. And I must point out that it's not just his pencils, but the colorist that made him great. So shout out to Glennis Oliver on colors. If you're a Wolverine fan, then this issue is for you. The milk chocolate and burnt orange Jim Lee is my all-time favorite look for him. The overly large wings on the skull cap is iconic. It's the best Wolverine for me. But let me know down in the comments your favorite Wolverine costume. I said in the last video, I enjoy when comics can mirror real life as much as possible. And here we see the USS John F. Kennedy as the aircraft carrier heading to the Indian Ocean where Genosha is located. The news reporter for Genosha has stated clearly the mutants that were kidnapped and are being held hostage are considered terrorists by the Genosian government, and after a trial, which is clearly a Bananarama sham trial, they will be found guilty and put to death. This issue is titled Flashpoint, which is defined as a place, event, or time which trouble, such as violence or anger, flares up. That's fitting as Wolverine is the lead of this issue. In the capital city of Genosha, Hammer Bay, Richter and Boom Boom have made it to the streets and are literally running for their lives from the magistrates, aka Genosian military, who are loyal to Cameron Hodge. I know we're supposed to hate the enemies here, but they got some cool ass gadgets and guns for sure. Jubilee was created not by Jim Lee as I had thought, but by Chris Claremont and Mark Silvestri. She was created to be the Robin to Wolverine, his little sidekick. Her costume was even in Robin's colors with the red shirt, green shorts, boots, and gloves, only later to have the shirt changed to pink, the boots, gloves, and shorts changed to a light blue. She's even trained in acrobatics, which allows her to pull off these stunts. She is even not a good team player now, like the original Robin and the Damian Wayne Robin, a little too stubborn-headed. But her chaotic style matched with her firework powers are effective, downing the enemy that was chasing Richter and Boom Boom. Last little rant, this time about Psylocke. Look at how elegant and ninja-like Jim Lee's Psylocke is. Jim Lee made her also look quite svelte, typical to a Japanese woman. The modern Psylocke, drawn here by Ryan Stegman, looks more like Selena Gomez or some Latina, as opposed to how actual Japanese women look. Jim Lee is in his bag here. Him and Hugh Jackman made Wolverine an iconic character for all time. I love how Jim Lee draws Wolverine almost always fighting at least 2 enemies at a time, keeping up the "he's the best at what he does" tagline. Opposite in style but nearly equal in measure is Psylocke, the surgical blade of kicking ass. A flying ninja kick to the face doesn't require any mutant ability here. But the Genosians have brawlers and toys though. Tam, this lady magistrate, and the girlfriend of Havoc, has herself a little stun baton. Bzzz, knocks the crap out of Wolverine. She's a big racist though, calling Wolverine a dirty mutie. Not nice. And not even nicer, she just set the stun baton to kill. But like the dude from the X-Men 97 series said, where there's one mutant, well, you know the saying, there are more. And this lady did not keep her head on a swivel, got side-knifed for it, and now she's night-night. I find it interesting here that the colorist made Psylocke's side knife in a blue and white scheme when it is notably a pink and white color scheme. Jubilee checking on Wolverine is more emphasizing her sidekick role, while Wolverine gruffly sloughs her off like Batman would do to Robin. Even more emphasis of Jubilee's role is when she covers for Wolverine to Richter and Boom Boom, calling Wolverine her partner, claiming ownership. I like in this series Wolverine heals, but not immediately. He still needs a bit of time to heal up, which makes him more badass because he's fighting through immense pain all the time. Uh-oh, we got Mouthy Jubilee talking shit to Mouthy Boom Boom. Wolverine puts an immediate stop to the tension, only to tell Boom Boom and Richter they're about to be memory scanned by the sexy yet scary Psylocke. Psylocke gets the whole story from their minds, which catches everyone up to speed. Richter's all pumped knowing more X-Men and X-Factor are on the island to save them, but Jubilee is less pumped. Wolverine tells her to get the new mutants to safety while he and Psylocke go to the base holding the mutants prisoners. Like a real sidekick, Jubilee refuses. She needs some psychic conditioning to follow orders. Jubilee is like a pouty husky. I don't know who is more verbose, Louise Simonson or Chris Claremont. Very wordy. Dr. Moreau is on TV debating Dr. Maura McTaggart. Everyone's a darn doctor up in these pieces. Moreau is claiming that the mutants are terrorists, and McTaggart is claiming they're just wee little kids. Come on, man. This dude, Dr. Moreau, is a pathological liar, lying about everything on the news about his country. No, we're not like Nazi Germany at all. We're the good guys. These Genosians know what powerful mutants can do. The lady says Havoc once destroyed their old citadel with one plasma blast, clearly before they brainwashed him into their control, so it is the fear of the mutants that is pushing them into this genocidal mission to enslave and subsequently eliminate all mutants from Earth. Cameron Hodge has this country, Genosha, by the balls. Everyone is kind of over this little battle between the mutants, but they're too afraid of Hodge to say or do anything about it. Dr. Moreau is alone in his office and he's staring at a photo of his son Philip, who left the island together with the mutate Jenny Ransom back in X-Men number 238. He actually questions, Dr. Moreau actually questions the whole society system of Genosha. Oh, poor little wimpy, sad Dr. Moreau. So sad and pathetic. He's trying to reason with his own soul, sacrificing mutants to become Genosian slaves in order for the humans to have a nice life. This son of a bitch is the worst. But little kid Storm busts in. Remember last episode, she said she was going to take her a hostage. She found a good one, got Moreau sweating bullets. Moreau quickly throws Hodge under the bus, but nah, you're responsible, buddy. You're the big brain turning mutants into ball-headed, brainwashed mutates with numbers tattooed on their heads. Sure, Hodge may be pointing the finger, but Moreau is pulling the trigger. But dang it! Old creepy peepy Hodge is everywhere! He catches Storm in the act. Cameron Hodge is not only evil, he's also a bit of a trash talker and nails Storm to the wall. He's about to kill her when Dr. Moreau actually intervenes on her behalf, saying he needs her genes for his experiments and such, and will turn her into a bald-headed mutate if Cameron Hodge spares her. We got the old dress up as the enemy infiltration trick going on here. Wolverine and Psylocke are flying these little Genosian flitters. That's what Wolverine calls them. When something unleashes a psychic attack, sending Psylocke falling from the sky, and Wolverine is right after her. It wasn't a psychic attack. What is going on? Psylocke is feeling physically through her psychic connection to Storm the pain and agony Storm is undergoing right now at the hands of that vile Dr. Moreau. Wolverine has to take over piloting the flitter. Psylocke is out of control in pain along with Storm. A Genosian flyer rescues the incognito X-Men. Wolverine convinces the pilot to take them to Dr. Moreau. Wolverine and Psylocke are in the thick of it. In the thick of it? of the Genoshan base, trying to keep their cover when Havoc walks in. The jig is up! Havoc knows they're imposters as Psylocke is impersonating Havoc's girlfriend Tam, and Havoc knows at least this lady ain't no Tam. Wolverine pops his claws. Gotta treat old Havoc like a regular enemy right now. Havoc is pissed. He's charging up, demanding answers to where his girlfriend Tam is. Havoc unleashes on Wolverine and Psylocke, just destroying everything in sight. Unlike Cyclops, who's more poignant with his attacks, Havoc just unleashes. Damn the collateral damage. Like here, Havoc's blast took out a power generator, sending the place into darkness, which is actually good for old Wolvie boy, who is now pissed as well. I can't glaze up Jim Lee any more than I already have. His art is magnificent. Seeing Wolverine fighting 3 or 4 dudes, the lighting on his face, the detail of the ripped clothes in his claws, it's awesome! Havoc is too cocky, letting Wolverine get this close to him. He's most deadly at this close range, but no matter. Psylocke comes in with the side knife attack, and here it is, the normal color, the pink and white. Wolverine and Psylocke are now on the run and on the hunt for Storm when they are ensnarled by Cameron Hodge. I tell you, this dude is literally everywhere. Jim Lee is wrong for this. Look at Hodge and tell me, in the general pubic region, what do you see? Does Hodge have a double-barrel gun for his package? Hey, he lost his shooter, replaced it with another shooter of sorts. But Wolverine was playing opossum so he could get close enough to Hodge to use his claws against him. Noise. Psylocke takes her shot while Hodge is busy fussing with Wolverine. But Hodge's robot armored body is too strong for mere gun bullets. Old dirtbag Dr. Moreau is doing something funky to Storm, making a custom transformation. Is this good for Storm or bad? We'll find out shortly. Psylocke tries her side knife on Hodge, but that doesn't work. This dude is 99% Robot Man now, but hits Psylocke with the old Uno reverse card. Oh boy. Storm's transformation is complete. She's no longer Storm, but Mutate number 20. Bald as. Pretty messed up, and now Hodge has both Wolverine and Psylocke cooked and ready to serve as well. Dang! Fans sleep on Cameron Hodge being such a formidable enemy to the X-Men. He is kind of whipping all their asses pretty easy. What an absolutely beautifully drawn issue. I loved it. Now, let's cover part 5 in the New Mutants number 96. This cover by Rob Liefeld is showing the clear influence of Jim Lee. Liefeld is the knockoff, not as good Jim Lee. On its own, it's okay, but going right after Jim Lee drawn issue, you will see all Rob Liefeld's shortcomings. I give it to Steve Buccellato, the colorist, for at least trying to make Liefeld's art passable. We start this issue with a couple of Genoshan magistrates. They have a mutate tracker with them, hunting down Richter and Boom Boom. Now, dang it, as soon as I praise a guy, I gotta take it back. Why, Steve? Why did you color Jubilee's shorts pink? Come on, man. At this point, everyone knows she has the blue shorts. Bad editing. Well, this issue is titled United We Stand. I just love Boom Boom. She is seriously talking serious trash against Jubilee, saying she is just the knockoff of her with the same powers. Well, yeah, kinda. I guess this is a bit of ribbing from one writer to another. Louis Simonson jabbing at Chris Claremont. I wonder why Richter calls Boom Boom Firecracker as a nickname. It's 4 syllables versus 2. Boom Boom. And Firecracker is more appropriate for Jubilee, right? Anyway, these goons and the mutate hunter are chasing down Jubilee, and the D-powered Boom Boom and Richter have to try and jump in and help her out. Jubilee and the New Mutants are not a well-oiled machine. They are squabbling about tactics while one of the goon magistrates calls for backup. But Cable has trained these New Mutants pretty well. Even without powers, they're adept in hand-to-hand combat. Boom Boom delivers a sweet flying kick while Richter is letting them hands fly. I like how Claremont made a point to have Richter complain about his hand when hitting the enemy. It hurts for real. Boom Boom, Richter, and Jubilee, along with the now freed mutate, make a run for it as far from the Citadel as possible to give X-Factor the best shot at what they're doing, which is smart. Stretch the enemy out, make it harder to cover a larger territory versus fighting all your enemies in one tight location. Meanwhile, Cyclops has a plan of attack that Cable agrees with. Cable has intercepted some intel. They find out Wolverine's been captured. I want to make a point of this interaction with Cyclops and Jean Grey. Cyclops knows this attack on them, mutant kind, the X-Men, it seems personal and wants to keep Jean Grey out of it. He's looking out for her, but she's a real soldier too, so she opts to stay in the fight, in which they share a real tender kiss and moment. It seems their relationship is solid here, right? Right? Even Iceman takes a moment to comment on how good things seem between Cyclops and Jean Grey. Just keep this in mind for later. Archangel is right on point, calling the Genosians, led by Cameron Hodge, one of the most dangerous enemies to X Factor thus far, which is true. Apocalypse may seem more powerful or dangerous, but this situation right now has global implications for all mutant kind, and Cameron Hodge has been beating the X team's asses thus far. Havoc is back in action, but with a serious headache from Psylocke's side knifing him, and is now questioning everything due to his fight with Cyclops. But he pushes all these thoughts aside and keeps the company line. In Dr. Moreau's lab, Dr. Moreau is about ready to turn Wolfsbane into a mutate slave. She already has the shaved head, about ready to go into the machine. She's cooked. This is a fairly tender moment I want to address. As Wolfsbane is about to go into the oven and become a mutate slave, her first thought isn't of herself, but a recent love she shared with Richter. Even though they only shared one kiss, she knows it's her true love. This is what irks me about when writers decide to switch the sexuality of a character down the road years later, as they did with Richter. Now, no one really cares about that in the first place. No one cares. But what it does is negate the other characters involved, such as Wolfsbane here. So if Richter is gay, what does that mean for this moment, for Wolfsbane? Does it just not matter? Their love just doesn't count? This is why fans cringe when writers take established characters and write them way out of their lore personality. Just create new characters that have that lifestyle. Oh, wait, they tried and failed with these idiots. The fans just don't seem to like it. Anyway, and as a just a reminder, the reason Richter and Boom Boom still don't have their powers, the stupid jumpsuits they're in, they're like fused to them. They can't take them off. It's inhibiting their powers, but also Cameron Hodge used Wipeout to wipe out their powers. I have to make a comment on the bad art here. How hard is it to draw sunglasses? I mean, look at Jubilee's glasses. What are those? Jubilee gets the mutate who is a tracker to track them down an empty apartment to lay low in. But their break is short-lived. A magistrate busts in, and now it is round 2 of hand-to-hand combat, and Richter seems to easily overpower the magistrate soldier. On TV, Wolfsbane is declaring her new loyalty to the Genosian government. No, they turned her into a mutate, and not to beat a dead horse, but here we have Richter, who is in love, a new love with Wolfsbane, and is now emotionally unstable and a bit reckless because he saw his new love on TV like some human robot slave. Turning him really ruins this awesome moment here in this issue. Again with the art, look close to Jubilee's trench coat. How is this even possible? These flares, it's not a peacock's feathers, it's so bad. So Jubilee and Boom Boom stop Richter from leaving and being reckless. And again, Richter, totally not here, says he loves Wolfsbane so much. It is really endearing, which motivates Jubilee to agree to go back and help Richter along with the mutate as long as they aren't being reckless. I would say the last line of attack or defense, depending on how you look at it, are in action. Marvel Girl, Cable, Sunspot, Forge, Gambit are all doing their jobs, setting bombs. When Gambit sees a guard, the jig is up. Time to fight. Unfortunately, Gambit's attacks are not so silent. And again, with the feather flare on the jacket, this dude Liefeld has never seen a trench coat before. Awesome crossover reference made here by Boom Boom as they're traveling back into the Citadel, referencing the Ninja Turtles. Stuff like that always makes me smile. The dude Gambit took out just fell on his back, kersplat, in front of Boom Boom. Nasty. And the New Mutants recognize the voice of Cable. They should be able to reconnect and help with the attack. The reality is that Boom Boom and Jubilee's personalities are actually quite opposite. They're squabbling again. Boom Boom doesn't want to join the fight. She feels it's a lost cause, while Jubilee does want to fight. She's confident in herself and the other mutants, maybe too confident. Boom Boom is still a sourpuss, negative Nancy. She doesn't think they have a chance at all, especially now that Cameron Hodge has joined the fight. And Boom Boom was actually right. Cameron Hodge brings out Wipeout, who turns off everybody's powers while Richter, Boom Boom, and Jubilee stay hidden in the shadows. But Cameron Hodge hears them, I think. This creeper peeper has that supercomputer hearing. But the mutate Jubilee, Boom Boom, and Richter saved, well, he saved them back. He claimed to be the one making the noise, covering for Richter, Boom Boom, and Jubilee. These mutates aren't supposed to be able to lie. It's against their programming. But it shows little by little the human spirit can overcome such programming. Richter sees another mutate coming forward. Oh no! It's Wolfsbane, now called Mutate 490, which really pisses off both Richter and Cable. Richter has to calm himself down, realizing fighting toe-to-toe here in Genosha is a fail. They have to use guerrilla tactics. The first protocol is to get Wipeout, get him off the board so they can use their powers again. And that's it for part 5. It had pretty good writing, not so great art, but we move on to part 6 in X Factor number 61, titled Betrayal, which may be my least favorite X Factor issue ever. You'll see why, but nevertheless, let's check it out. Louise Simonson is the writer here, obviously, and we have John Bogdanoff on the pencils. I feel the series and the X characters in general, well, the mainline ones here, are out of Bogdanoff's bag, meaning he does well drawing cartoony style, light-hearted stories, kind of like an Archie comics vibe. This story is too heavy, dark, and serious for Bogdanov's elementary style techniques. There aren't many heroes left to battle Hodge. He has most of the heavy hitters locked up now, using his mutant slave Wipeout to take away our hero's powers and another, a mind reader, to figure out their plans. Only Forge is unconscious, luckily, so that just leaves Cyclops and his little crew left. Let's see if he can pull out the W. Oh, hell no, did this son of a bitch just pimp slap my girl Jean with his robot tentacle. You're gonna pay for that, buddy. Here we get Hodge's motivation. He wants to destroy all the mutants because Archangel destroyed him, leaving him without nothing but a gnarly half head and ugly monster robot body. We see Havoc is slowly, very slowly questioning his position in this here war. He is still following orders, but questioning if what Cyclops said to him is really true, if he really is his brother. My guess is that Havoc will have to have a huge hero arc in this series. Let's see. Havoc is in the middle of some navel gazing. Will he be loyal to Genosha or turn against them? do 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 do. Wolfsbane walks past our heroes, totally zombified out of her mind. Where is her pointy ears? Comic inaccuracies. Cable is a tough as nails dude, though. He's raised in the apocalyptic future. Simple handcuffs aren't gonna hold him. The anger of seeing Wolfsbane turn into a mutate slave sends him over the edge. He busts loose and attacks Cameron Hodge head on. Hodge actually looks a bit scared. Even as fast as Cable is, he barely manages to make a dent while Cameron Hodge, darn tentacles, toss his ass across the room. And now he's getting shot up with some darts. That's tough. It seems Cable has kind of given up, though. We travel to a warehouse with the Last Hope team: Cyclops, Cannonball, Beast, Archangel, and Banshee. In Iceman, I have to point out that I love how they gave my boy Cyclops here the 007 number, James Bond undercover reference here. It's a chess match now. Cyclops is playing versus the entire country of Genosha, led by Cameron Hodge. And Cyclops is hardcore, says to treat Havoc as an active enemy, don't pull any punches on him. Here, I just couldn't let the colorist's mistake slide. In the actual comic, the colorists made Cyclops' little outfit blue when it is clearly yellow. So I crudely added the yellow for y'all and made his eyes red as well, which they weren't. Iceman is getting a shield high-tech skull cap put on. The plan is clear: infiltrate the Citadel disguised as mutates. The magistrates start tossing our heroes into cells. They made a special one just for Jean Grey. And guess what? Some of my bitch is already in there. And what is the title of this issue? Betrayal. Ew, gross. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Remember in part 5 when Jean and Scott had this very touching, lovely kissing moment? All washed away by Jean's betrayal here. And she has the nerve to say Wolverine is the, quote, best at what you do, with the best being all bold, meaning Wolverine's the best kisser. You harlot! And why it gotta be 3 pages when Scott's kiss and moment was merely 1 frame? Rude! I rebuke this issue. I mean, Wipeout did take away Wolverine's healing factor, so she thought he was gonna die for real, so it's not as bad as it looks, but still pretty bad considering Cyclops is out there trying to save y'all's asses. Always. Drama always sells. Cameron Hodge knows too much about everyone, which is why he deliberately put Jean into Wolverine's cell in order to capture her betrayal on camera, in order to later use it against Cyclops. That bastard. Back at the warehouse, the magistrates are attempting to storm the warehouse, but clearly Cyclops has laid a trap for them, because when they get in, kabooey! How you like them apples, bitches? You could tell we got John Bogdanoff back on the pencils, old corny artist. We have some politics going on. Who's really in charge? Well, it's clearly Hodge. The president and Dr. Mr. Moreau better get on board and stop playing with this psycho. Havoc bursts in, informs everyone the warehouse was booby-trapped, killed an entire squad of magistrates, when suddenly the place is rocked by a sonic scream from Banshee. Archangel, Banshee, and Cannonball are leading the attack, and Archangel is shocked to find Cameron Hodge is alive. Cameron Hodge's robot body is like the Shadow Cat's. It can phase in and out, which traps Archangel's wing. I'm telling you, Cameron Hodge is no joke as an ex-villain, maybe the worst we've seen so far in neutralizing our heroes. Hodge has Archangel wrapped up in his spaghetti tentacles. Banshee tries to free him, but Hodge's armor is too well prepared for our hero's power sets. But a second Banshee scream starts crumbling the darn structure. It's collapsing around everyone. Dang, Hodge is taking out everyone easy peasy. Archangel, down. Cannonball, down. Banshee, down. We are running out of heroes here, people. Which leads us to our boy Cyclops in the bald head, pretending to carry a burned body to the infirmary. I wonder who is really under that sheet. The art. It's not Jim Lee quality, but not every comic can be Jim Lee quality, I guess. Iceman and Cyclops are getting deeper and deeper into the Citadel, and Cyclops even makes a joke. Says the mutate's number is 666, the number of the beast, as Beast pops up and knocks the dude out. Pretty clever joke, I guess, for Cyclops at least. But their presence is now known. A panic button was pushed. Doors are sliding down, which will trap them inside. Come on, Beast, hold that door. Put your ass into it, man. Iceman freezes the door enough at the bottom with an ice wedge when darn Havoc comes in and starts effing stuff up. He still isn't listening to Cyclops that he is his brother and blasts Cyclops backwards. Cyclops knows not to try and hit Alex. He's immune to his optic blast. So he aims for the gun, but the gun is high-tech, meant to withstand Cyclops' optic blast as well. It looks like Havoc has won, has Cyclops point blank. But Cyclops finally realizes it is Cameron Hodge who's behind this whole ordeal. Cyclops is beefy here, boys, and hits Havoc with the older brother, I'm faster than you reflexes, slapping the gun away, Big Brother style. I know I will never see this obscure Cyclops costume made by Hasbro with the bald head and the 007 yellow and black jumpsuit, but I might just make it myself, we'll see. Cyclops has Havoc in the reverse bear hug, using his big brother strength, trying to talk some sense into his little brother's stupid head. When Cyclops finally gets through to Alex with the jumping out of the plane with the only parachute story, effing creepy peepee everywhere, man. Hodge has to show up. This dude is everywhere. Cyclops gets caught totally off guard, which allows Havoc to go for his rifle. And now Havoc is in his right mind, but still must play the part of the loyal soldier. So he knocks Cyclops out with the rifle, but in his mind, he vows to destroy Cameron Hodge. See, I told you it had to be Havoc with the ultimate redemption arc. And to tie into the betrayal theme of this issue, he's about to betray Cameron Hodge. Wow, this series is something else. So many heroes involved, so many have been taken out, it's a doozy. So stay tuned for one more episode of the Extinction Agenda, where I will wrap up with part 7, 8, and 9 coming real soon. Hit the like button, subscribe, peace.